Hey guys, my name is Tyler P and welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a long time, to be fair. Not really uploaded anything in the past few years or so, but I am back. And yeah, so what am I doing today? Basically I'm playing on the Blaze Gaming Aqua server right now, which is a Pixelmon server. And I thought, there's a lot of newcomers on the server, you know. Yes, there's a guide on the website and all that they provide, but most people don't want to read, they'd rather look and see what to do. So that's what I'm going to do today. So basically, yeah, I'm going to be doing a breeding guide, so you guys understand how breeding works and I can guide you through the basics on how to do it. Okay, so the first thing that you will need in order to breed is actually a ranch block. Now, for example, you can place this down, and as you can see there are 81 white panels. That is your breeding environment, which we will get into a bit later. Now, that is your environment, so you can build it anywhere inside that, so it's 9 by 9. Bear in mind, you can upgrade your ranch if you choose to. I personally don't. I like to keep it 9 by 9, but it's really up to you. So basically what you need to craft this is you need a piston, PC and a flower pot, which are easily accessible on the server. You know, if not, I have loads to spare. If you are new on the server, need any help, message me. I've got loads of ranch blocks to give out. Not to give out, but to help you out. More to say, so yeah. Okay, so to start, let's talk about the environments that you will need for each specific type. Okay, so while I'm talking, you'll also see the blocks that you will need in the corner of the screen, so it's a bit easier for you to look at rather than just hearing me speak. But this is what I use personally. So for water, I use sea lanterns and lily pads. You know, like I said, it's all based on your preference and what, but I'd recommend that you use blocks that have the number 3 next to it. That's what I'd recommend anyway. For grass, I use hay bales and pumpkins. So you can use a variety of things, you know, it's really up to you. You can use melons as well. Fire. Some people like to light the nether rock, you know, with a flint and steel to make it fire, but this just works exactly the same. To be fair, it really does. It just works exactly the same for me. I've not really seen any issues with it. Dragon. We've got endstone. Now, I've seen people like to use diamond blocks and emerald blocks. Obviously, they're quite costly, so the plain old endstone does the trick there. Psychic, we have got quartz, easy to obtain. Just go to the nether, mine quartz as you can now, or you can buy them. That's it. You can buy most of these materials in the shop, as you can see here. So you can buy cake, you can buy the prismarine netherrack. You can also do / workshop as well to take you to the shop there. And we got here flying, which is pretty bog standard really. It's just glass, that's about it. Yeah, just glass, bog standard, that's it. Ground, we've got terracotta. Now you can buy terracotta in the shop. It's under here, yeah, so any of these will be fine to use. I'd recommend using 2 different colours just to make it look a bit better. That's what I'd prefer. Now here we got bug. Probably the worst looking, but what can you do? It's just plant pots. You know, easy to obtain, easy to put down. Fur through, go away. Okay, rock. Same with dragon, I use endstone, but I also like to mix it up and use coal blocks as well. You know, it makes it stand out more compared to the dragon. So I said it's perfect if you want to breed tyrants. You know, if you want to breed tyrants, it's perfect for it, since it's both a dragon and a rock type, so it's perfect for it. Electric, quite costly because you need a lot of redstone. There's about, I don't know, 40 blocks of redstone here, which obviously is quite a lot, and redstone lamps as well, which you can actually buy in the shop. You can also buy redstone ore in the shop, as well as diamonds. So let's go across here. You can buy redstone ore if you want to. Buy redstone lamps as well. Coal blocks, you can buy pretty much anything. Fairy, I use glowstone and cake just to make it stand out compared to normal, which is over here. So this is normal, I just use cake. So I just use glowstone to make it stand out a bit more, you know, so I don't have to, yeah, it makes it look good. Fighting, we've got stone bricks and chisel stone bricks. Now, I believe you can't buy these. I believe you can't. I think you can buy stone, you know, which is required to make stone bricks, but other than that, you have to make it yourself. To get chiseled, I believe you have to cook the stone bricks in a furnace to get them chiseled, I believe. Can't remember, it's been quite a while, like a week or so since I've done it. I just completely forget. Now, same as rock, we actually use coal blocks for dark types, as well as nether brick, just to make it stand out. What's it? 55k for a Mr. Rhyme. What? It's mad. Talks about normal. Sorry about that. Mr. Rhyme's a really rare Pokemon here. Oh god. People faking the legendary thing again. And here we got ice, so I'll use prismarine blocks. Let me just show you. If I use prismarine, where is it? Prismarine. There we go, prismarine. Box standard prismarine. And packed ice. The best. But it looks good as well, makes it stand out at night. For Ghost, for whatever reason, it's iron bars, and I can understand bookcases, I can understand that, but I don't understand why iron bars, but it is what it is. Poison, it's a bit hard to obtain. If you live near a roof forest, you'll need a silk touch pickaxe to mine the mushrooms, which is what I've got, and obviously my base is above a roof forest. You can use brown mushroom as well, I think that works completely fine. Bearing in mind you can actually use mushrooms for bug as well, so yeah. And finally we got steel, the most costly of the lot, and also the worst because I don't really like steel types as much, but it's what it is. This is what I use, so yeah. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the hearts that you see on the breeding, okay? So basically, there's there's 6 different stages. So if you see no hearts, that means the Pokemon have just started to breed, and the hearts will show on the 5th stage. So the 5th stage is grey hearts. Now, Pokemon that have grey hearts have affection for each other, basically, and are guaranteed to give an egg once the breeding has completed. Now, purple hearts, which is what you're seeing here with my lovely little fletchlings, is the 3rd stage of breeding. It's halfway done. So once you see that, it's halfway, you don't have to worry about it, you know how long it's going to take, okay? I don't think I have, so next up is blue. I don't think I have it, oh yeah, I do have blue, okay, that's all. So blue is the next stage, the 4th stage. It means it's a little more time and patience is required. It's nearly done, basically. 2nd to last stage, pretty much. Next up is yellow. Have I got any yellows? Yep, Slushii. So yellow, which basically means that the breeding is nearly done. It's nearly there. And yeah. And next up is if you see red hearts, which I don't believe any of my Pokemon have. Oh no, they do, some of them do. Oh, they just turned red, how lovely. Red hearts, as you just see, means that the breeding has finished. Now, I'm going to mention this now. If you see hearts and you say you just TP away with the RTP command, you just TP away, and then you go back, I don't know if sometimes it does work, and you open the branch block without the Pokemon being there, it resets the timer completely, so you do not want to do that. You want to like just right click on the around the branch block until the Pokemon spawn in, because otherwise the timer will reset and you will get very annoyed, as I learned that the hard way, basically. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the hourglasses. Now, you may notice where you're playing you'll get some like uncommon bosses, and they may potentially drop these hourglasses, and you'll be like, what are they for? Well, they're for breeding. So basically the silver one, which we have in our hand here, just advances so if you click on the branch, well, like I said, it advances a Pokemon stage by 1. That's just one Pokemon though. Whereas if you use a golden hourglass, which I'm going to happily waste on my Absol down here, and you just right click on them both, oh, like I said, it just randomly went up, see, just like that. I'll do the same last once. There we go. It should advance to the next stage. It should have done. No, I didn't. There we go. Yep, there you go. So it increased by a level, see? That's if you use a golden one, that's both Pokemon. Whereas the silver one, it's just one. If that makes sense. Now, to mention, you can breed while offline. The Pokemon will breed, but like I said before, when you come back online, make sure the Pokemon spawn in first before you open the branch block, because you do not want the progress to be reset. Okay, so next up is the breeding items, which you will see on the screen. So basically these items you can use for transferring certain IVs that you want. So basically the power weight, which is the green one, which you'll see anyway, the power weight basically transfers the HP of the parent holding the item. Bear in mind it's the parent that is holding the item, so it doesn't do it for both, just one. Unless of course you want to do it for both, then it transfers both. Power bracer is for attack, the power belt is for defense, the power lens is for special attack, the power band is for special defense, and the power anklet is for speed. So I don't really use them. Right, you use a power anklet maybe if you want to breed like BP Ferrothorn or BP Home Edge, for example, because they require 0 speed because of a gyro ball. But other than that, I don't really use the items at all. So now let's talk about the item that you will always need to use, which is the Destiny Knot. The Destiny Knot is easily the most used item in breeding. It's incredible since it passes down 5 random IVs from both parents instead of the normal 3 IVs. It can easily make the progress a lot faster for getting battle perfect Pokemon, which is BP, which is what a lot of people breed. Bear in mind, if you have 2 5 IV Pokemon and you put the Destiny Knot on them both, and you'd be like, why didn't they give me the 4 5 IVs? Because it's random. You have to, I think it's like 1 in 32 chance of getting the actual egg that you want. But yeah, that's how you do it basically. Just use Destiny Knot. Now for the nature, if you want to transfer the correct nature, you use the Everstone. For example, if I get a BP Pokemon, which I've got a few of, I use the Destiny Knot on the male to transfer the stats. Then I use the Everstone on the mother, the female, to transfer the nature. Just because that's just what I prefer to do. So yeah, that's that about the breeding items and the IV inheritance. Okay, so next up, time to talk about the egg groups. Yep, egg groups are really essential if you want to breed. If you want to breed 2 Pokemon, make sure they're in the same egg group. For example, you can't breed a Dratini with a Bulbasaur, you just can't do that. Bear in mind, the undiscovered egg group cannot be bred with any Pokemon or Pokemon that belong in the egg group. And it can't be bypassed with Ditto either. Undiscovered means you can't breed it at all, okay? That includes baby Pokemon as well. Baby Pokemon are undiscovered. But I've seen a lot of people trying to breed Riolus. Riolu is a baby Pokemon and you cannot breed it, okay? So, if you're using Ditto, Ditto can breed with any Pokemon. It's mainly used though to like breed like Beldens, you know, Porygons, you know. This is the only way you can get a battle perfect genderless Pokemon, by breeding. You can always use tokens or modifiers, you know, for genderless Pokemon. But as you can see with my Ditto, 1 second, let me just find my Ditto here. Example, I've got my Ditto, you know. With its stats, yeah, I bought it for quite a bit of money, to be fair. It's not great, but it's good for me. I like to go for the dex. That's why I'm breeding with the Ditto, but you know, it's each to their own really. So with egg groups, there's a lot of different kinds. Again, you'll see them all on the screen. Now, I don't know how it works because I normally just breed them by type. Usually the same type are usually in the same egg group anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But say if you catch a 31 HP Dratigi, for example, 31 IV Dratigi in HP, and you catch a 4 IV Dratini in the other stats that you need, and you breed with a Bagon, and you breed them together. I believe that'll work because we're in the same egg group. Again, egg groups are hella confusing, but an easy way to do this is to do P-Wiki and then the Pokemon that you're searching for. And it takes you to the Pixelmon wiki. I don't know why Moltres is there. Oh yeah, because the dex are there. But basically it tells you like what egg group it's in. So Dratini can be bred with any Pokemon in the Dragon egg group or the Water 1 egg group, okay? Now, for example, my Dupider, I don't know what egg group it's in off the top of my head. Water and Bug, okay. Water 1 Bug. So basically Dupider can breed with Dratini because it's in the same egg group. So that's pretty much the basics of egg groups. If you get confused with egg groups, you know, you just search the Pokemon that you want to breed and it tells you the egg groups are field, you know. Oops. You can breed with anything in that egg group. So we've got Shinx as well, which is also field. I believe most electric types are field, you know, because they are found in a field. Who we got? We got Sandile, you know, field as well. So I could breed all these with each other if I wanted to, but I prefer to breed them with the same Pokemon. That's just me. You guys can do what you want as long as it's within the same egg group. Again, you can't breed a fire egg group and a monster egg group, unless of course it shares that egg group, which I think Charmander does. Does Charmander? Charmander's monster and dragon, which is weird. It's not fire, which is really weird. But yeah, that's it for egg groups really. Like I said, fire isn't an egg group, so I don't know why I said that, but it's all easy to explain. So yeah, you can also breed a Ditto with another Ditto to get a completely random Pokemon. So for example, before this reset, I had about 4 Dittos, and 2 of them gave me an AZ Floette, an Eternal Floette. So yeah, it was really good, and I ended up selling it for like 4 legendaries, I think, because it's really rare. And yes, you can get Ash Greninja from them. You can get Ash Greninja from 2 random Dittos. That's why having Dittos is always handy. On this server, you can't find Dittos in the wild. You have to either get lucky on the vote rewards, or get a Mew, catch a Mew, and clone a Mew basically, or catch a Meltan. That's pretty much the only ways to get Ditto here. So abilities now. Abilities are very important, as many Pokemon rely on its hidden ability, and this can be transferred by the female mother with the hidden ability while using the male to breed with it. That's why I use the Everstone on the female, because it's always easier to get the hidden ability that you want from it to transfer. So yeah, if one of the parents knows a move, the egg could learn it will. This is how egg moves get transferred. If both, or just the male or female, have certain egg moves that belong to the group, the egg will have those moves. Many of the egg moves can't be learned unless you are using a move modifier that can be found in the Blaze Gaming shop. Okay, box standard stuff. The eggs you get once process complete have different ratios of their gender. Most of the starters, for example, Bulbasaur has like 87.5% chance to be a male and 12.5% to be a female. So breeding the starters isn't great because of the gender ratio. If you have a 50-50 gender ratio, that's great, you know, you can do it whatever way. However, now let's get to hatching the eggs, okay? Let's get to hatching eggs. So I don't have any eggs to hatch at the moment, but if you are a donor, I believe it's Gold Plus, I'm Supreme, as you can see in the top left corner, I'm Supreme. You can always do the / hatch command, so you just do hash and then the slot. Must be between 1 and 6 obviously, that's to hatch an egg for you. Or you could craft movement plates, which, as you can see, do it for you. So this is on a custom platform, which one of the moderators built. I helped him out with it. You know, each server's different, so this is Aqua's, because Toxapex really signifies Aqua. Trust me, when you play on the server you'll know what I mean, but each server's different. So yeah, if you want to look at the crafting recipe, it's literally one, like a lime dye, 2 redstone, an aluminium plate and a redstone lamp. Okay, so you can do it in like a 3x3 area. This is not an AFK pool, and it will still kick you for being AFK while you're on them. Alright, so let's just take that. Packed ice, make sure the ice doesn't melt and ruin the egg hatcher, that's why you use packed ice. Okay, you also need to have the movement plates on each couple of blocks, so if you don't have material to make 20 or more, you can easily do something with less than 8 of them, so it really depends on that. Okay, so just a few final things to mention before we end up here. Okay, so save up diamond, iron, gold and emerald blocks if you want to, if you want to use them for the environments that I have previously mentioned. They are a massive help when it comes to breeding Pokemon of some of the types. Don't just throw away diamonds, you're getting vote rates, keep them, you will need them if you want to use them. Now, gender modifiers, which I will quickly show you. I don't think I have one. No, I don't have one, which is a shame, but gender modifiers, basically, they change the gender of a Pokemon. So, for example, if you want to breed 2 female, like 2 starters, don't waste a gender modifier on it. To get a female one, because what's the point, because it's just low IV, then you'll need to work on a high IV one to get another gender modifier to make it female again, so just don't waste it. The best thing is just to catch one in wild and get lucky. Use syncs and all that, you know, like the sync nature of the Vabras and Natus, you know, synchronise, get the right nature and stuff. That's what I'd recommend, just don't waste them at the start. People buy them all the time, you can get them in bulk crates as well. Now you can get the breeding items from killing bosses or the Poke Loot, and that way you don't have to spend the money in the shop. Now a few more things to mention. You will notice that you can get ability capsules. Don't waste money on them because you can't get hidden abilities from the ability capsules. They only apply for the regular abilities, okay? But trust me, don't buy ability capsules for HA, hidden abilities. If you want a different nature for a different ability for a Pokemon, for example, if you want a Keen Eye Rockruff but instead you want Inner Focus, you can do that. Just use the ability capsule, but don't use it if you want hidden ability because it's just pointless. So for example, a male Charizard that is Fire Flying can be bred with a female Salamence-sized Dragon Flying. The egg will result in a Salamence since the female passes its species, so if you want to breed a certain Pokemon, whatever's female will be the egg, okay? So if you want to breed Dratinis, make sure the female is Dratini. It will always pass down that species. Okay? When in doubt, you can always ask for advice. It's a long, complicated process, but once you have the patience and you know what you're doing, it's so easy to do. You know, you can focus on other things while you're doing it, so, you know, if you have to wait a certain amount of time, which the timings will be on the top of the screen, you can always do other things like I do. I grind the deck, so for example I built my player gym here, which will come in use at some point once I have built my team. But other than that, you can always ask me in game, you can ask me on Discord. My Discord tag is in the description down below, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You can always ask staff as well if they're not busy doing anything, which, you know, sometimes they're not, sometimes they are. It completely depends on what they're doing. As I said before, a few common mistakes: don't open the ranch block if the Pokemon has not spawned in, because it will reset the timer. Okay, so I hope this helped on a bog standard breeding guide. Like I said, it's just a standard one. You can find better ones than this more than likely, but this is just a bog standard one on how to breed. So yeah, this is it. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.